What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Geek Boutique podcast. As you can see, we've got a special episode tonight. People are throwing shade in the chat already, Christina. What do you mean? Newsflash,
Nice.
They'll be late. As far as I can see, it's 7:00. And who do you think we are? Michael Myers over here? Guys, I would usually say this is the Geek Boutique, and we are the Geeks and Company, but holy cow, we've got the extended family over here today.
Yes.
Mr. Kid Remington, first of all, holy
Hello.
cow, buddy.
Hello,
I haven't
everybody.
seen or spoken to you in like over a year, I think. How the hell have you been?
Well, no, 10 months. Like, let's just slow the roll.
Well,
here.
okay, 10 months.
Like,
10 months.
I can do a lot. I can get into a lot of problems in 2 months. So lots could
that's fair.
happen, right? So
Yeah.
yeah. So 10. Oh my gosh, what hasn't been? I'm just gonna stick to the cards right now. The cards have been because of somebody wearing glasses in the second row here on my screen have exploded and yeah, so things have been really really busy, so in a good way, but there's things we need from the cosplay community, and out here in Manitoba we have a show called Kinsman Jackpot Bingo, where everyone plays bingo for a half hour on TV, and nobody's won in like the last 6 months. So the jackpot is seriously like 2 million, and you can't get the cards anywhere. The only hotter ticket than that is probably this show right now, and the list of names we're going to be dropping on everybody to hopefully get in touch with us. Right, Chantal?
Yes.
I just want to say, before we get to Ms. Chantal, who's also here with us, stick around because there's potentially going to be a free Fan Expo pass for somebody watching. So, stick around. We're going to play a little bit of a game, and we'll see how this goes. Ms. Chantal!
Hi.
Holy cow, I didn't think you'd actually make it tonight because there's another big event going on that I just assumed you would be at.
Yes.
But you're here with us.
Well, wait, which event is that?
There is a launch party for Star Trek Strange New World Season 3, and I was invited.
Those other guys, those guys on Paramount.
Why are you here? Why are you here?
There was a combination of reasons, but I did ultimately decline, which left me available to be here with you guys. So here I am. I'm ready to rock.
That sounds like
Chantal,
next week's show.
Yes.
Well, yeah, next week's show. I want to start with you quickly, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Is that cool? We talk to you a little bit before we get to the whole cards thing, and
of course.
Yeah. So you've been now working with Kid on CanCosplayCards for a while.
Yes.
What got you hooked up with, our favorite Batman villain over here?
Honestly, my card is like my favorite thing I've ever done. And I tell people that at every single con. I'm like, I love my trading cards so much. And I've since I got it, and I don't know if it was just like the nostalgia of young me being a Batman card collector, because I used to collect the Batman trading cards and stuff. And that was always my thing. And when I saw my card, I was just like, I love this card so much. And I give them out to everybody. I ended up pretty much right after I saw them the first time, I immediately ordered a 50 pack so I could give them out. And it just so happened that Kid was friends with Becca and Matt, who are good friends of the show as well. And we had a lot of mutual friends. And
Not Possible Cosplay.
Yes, Not Possible, and a couple of people and Cutie, and they were just like, well, hey, Kid needs some help. Would you be willing to help out? And I was like, hell yeah, because I just want to, my thing is it's the coolest thing I've ever done. You should be cool too. You can do this. It's so easy, and it's super fun, and it's a really great keepsake. And I don't know, I just was attracted to the fun of it all, really. That was it. I just liked my card, and then I was like, they needed help, so I was like, sure, let's go.
Talking about fun, you were in Montreal this weekend, weren't you?
I was.
How was that?
It was awesome as always. The Montreal Comic-Con is always great. It's really well organized. It's really well put together. There's not really a lot of bad things you could say about that con. because anything I think negative that people attribute to that con is really about Montreal and not about the con.
That's fair.
Construction and there's lots of traffic, but it's the same thing here. There's always lots of construction and traffic in Toronto. People still come to Fan Expo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't blame Fan Expo because the city of Toronto decided to do construction. So I feel like the only negative things about that con is like people sometimes get stuck for like, they get stuck in the construction around, or they get stuck in the with the street closures because it's also at the same time as Jazz Fest. They just don't know where to park or something like that. But about the event itself, most people I know don't really have a lot of complaints.
Everybody loves it.
Yeah.
Everybody only has good things to say about it, and it's kind of my home con.
Yeah.
I've never even been.
I know.
So we've been saying this for a while. We want to get down there, kid. When are we going to Montreal? When are we going to Comic-Con?
Next year.
Yeah, I'm not over the heartbreak of missing it this past weekend. Never mind even looking forward. Like, gosh, Montreal would be just meant to see as it is. And you're talking about the negative nillies out there, that it doesn't matter. If there was no construction, there would be something else to make it terrible. Right.
For
and,
sure.
and it's what's the next thing to make their life terrible? And I don't know, I've always embraced it that, like, if they shuffle your booth around, or if things go crazy, or they change your panel or whatever, you go with the punches. And at the end of the weekend, absolutely, there's always going to be something to improve on. But gosh, there will be 1,000 upon 1,000 memories every day that get made. Right. Like, I don't know. I just think back to Calgary, and I'm looking over my shoulder, and somebody bringing us a 5 lemonade holding tray, right? Like, that is just kind of the craziness that, I don't know, the good stuff is there. The bad stuff is there. It's what are you looking at, right? What are you looking at, JS?
100%. You're completely right. And I love that about you, kid. You always see the positive side of things, and even when you're
Yes.
not the most positive, you're still talking about the positive side of things. So, everybody loves that about you. How did I kind of want to know the origins, first of all, of CanCosplayCards, but I'm kind of also interested in hearing about, like, cons. Like, did cons come first for you, and then the cards came out of that because of what you do for a living? I'm assuming that's how it went down.
Yeah.
But how does that all progress into you as a kid, or whenever you started going to cons, into, I'm gonna make cosplay cards?
Well, it was so yeah, cons were a thing that I got dragged kicking and screaming into because I didn't want to get laughed at, to go and get dressed up. But I immediately saw how wrong I was, and I admit when I'm wrong, and I loved it. And I absolutely jumped into the culture, and it was great. And it fast forwarded to getting asked to come and help at cons and be a guest at cons. And that was all fantastic. And I sort of did all of Western Canada for a few years, a lot of back by popular demand, because the con closes and they're cleaning everything up, and Kit's still at his booth. We need him to get out of here. We got to get the forklifts in here. Like, tell people to go away. And there was actually a con a few years ago. They made the biggest mistake of setting my booth up right in front of the loading doors. And we've got a picture of people trying to get out of the building, and it's a huge problem. But so it's one of, it's a thing of pride for me that I'm approachable, and I have real conversations with people. And so I love that about it. I love the art about it. God, do I love the art about it. I love to make copious amounts of great photos and strange scenarios and things like that. But then after that comes out, you sort of have been and seen everything, and you need to find your purpose. And the cards were always a joke at the Airbnb. We need to start handing out our own trading cards, because I would tell people the story of me owning a sports card store, or almost owning a sports card store, and how that's what I wanted to do when I was in high school or whatever. And I worked in print, and I would do custom cards for other people or whatever. And then it went from a joke to Stoosh Cosplay, one of my best friends, is he designed kind of mock-ups based on the Marvel cards of the early 90s. And I was like, okay, well, we all got selected to guest at Calgary, and we're like, you know what? We're just going to put this order form out at our table, and people started signing up, and they started giving us their money. And I wasn't working in print at that time. I was doing event planning, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be problematic. But we signed up the first one, and the first series came out 2019 in the fall at Edmonton, and then basically we started signing up more people, and the world came to an end in 2020. And then we came out of that, and people still had a zest for it, and now it's going. And then the ballistic missile known as Chantal joined in with us, and oh my gosh, it was like strapping a rocket onto the project. And now it's, instead of 40, there's 150 people signing up in Toronto.
Yeah, can we just talk about that quickly? Because I remember by the time you got to Fan Expo last year, you had already sold out a couple of sets that year, and which I guess had never happened, right?
Yes.
Like you would sell a set a year, maybe.
Yeah.
Now you're only halfway through the con season, and you've already sold 2 sets, sold out 2 sets, and then you sold out how many more at Toronto Fan Expo that year?
Yeah, it was
year, I guess
3 at Fan Expo Canada alone. And so Fan Expo Canada 2023 was the first time we eclipsed selling a full set. And that was always like a laugh. Like literally we would laugh about it and saying, like, if we ever did that, give me a break. We're shutting business down because people are just not intelligent enough to know that this is the biggest joke since the Seinfeld finale. And you know what? Then that started like a streak of Toronto full set. 2 weeks later, Edmonton full set. 6 weeks later, Montreal or Winnipeg full set. And I'd literally gotten off the plane at Toronto, and the ink had dried, or the toner had dried, and cards were cut, and we were finally caught up. And the stress I'd been feeling for the last year was gone. And this year, in 2024, and catching up on all that debacle, and then 150. I'm looking right at you there, Catwoman. You cost me a lot of problems.
Cards.
Yes. So, and that sort of brings us where we are today. Like, we love the cosplay community, honestly. And the cosplay community loves us because this project is for, boy, oh boy, I don't want to get too schmaltzy here. Everyone has a seat at this table, and everyone belongs at the table. I don't want anyone sitting there thinking, oh, I got a cosplay card, I don't need one. Like, even when I shared this story on my Facebook, somebody chimes in, I hope I get selected for one of these one day. And it's like, well, go talk to your wallet, have some big meetings, grab your $10 bill, put it down on our table, and they can twist our arm enough, right? Like, and it is for everybody. It is for everyone, ages 6 to 75. You know, and we even have a guy in Calgary has signed up for 2 cards now. He loved his first card so much. He is not a cosplayer, but he loved trading cards, and he's just always wanted to belong to something. And I was like, yeah, you will belong, and welcome aboard. And he's happier than whatever, right? Much happier than our photographers are, because Chantal's on them all the time.
Is she now?
Yes.
It's my fault.
Do I have time for a Chantal story? Like, no.
Oh, we've got a whole hour, but we do have to get to what we're actually doing.
We should.
Before we do, though, guys, you're not imagining things. If you've been sitting here for the last 15 minutes, no, Jeffrey isn't here. No, Rob the bad guy is not here. Unfortunately, they both had commitments tonight. Well, actually, Rob's gone on vacation, so he couldn't be here for sure. And that's why we got these guys.
The real villains show up.
There you go. The real villains. If you've not clicked that like and subscribe button, guys, what are you doing? The subscribe's completely free. Helps us out. Click the like button. It helps propagate these videos through the YouTube sphere. If you click the notification bell, it'll always let you know every time we go live. We upload a new video. I know we haven't uploaded a new video in a while, but we got some stuff coming and some stuff planned. I have a new workshop coming, FYI. I'll leave it at that. Kid, do you want to go about explaining what the issue is and what we're going to do tonight in trying to solve the issue, and what's in it for the fine folks watching us.
So okay, so answer A is what we've gone back through the last few years, and we've gotten a bunch of submissions, and these are strictly Toronto area. What do you guys call it? The Golden Horseshoe? Is that even a thing? A Golden Horseshoe?
GTA.
The GTA? I don't know. So we have a bunch of people from the GTA, and they have not completed their cards. And that hurts my heart. All right. It's like shrapnel. Tony Stark, shrapnel in my heart is you guys not finishing your cards off. So you'll get a photo at our booth, or 1 out of every 20 of you will say, I'm going to submit a photo, and you never do. We need you to contact us. Like we're pretty good communicators at the con. And I think there's just too many inputs for everybody. And I understand that things get forgotten or whatever. Our website was a mess for a while, but that's all behind us. We've got things kind of straightened out on our end. AKA Chantel is
yeah. So exactly. So if we could take a quick Chantel break here for a second, because you were telling me earlier, you guys have changed the way that you're doing this.
Yes.
Because this was problematic and just didn't work, and now you've gone digital.
Yes, to a point. Yes, we have. So when I joined the group, they had sign-up sheets at the table, and sign-up sheets are great if your penmanship is great. But unfortunately, we live in a digital world, and most of us have iPads in our hands from kindergarten. So some people's handwriting wasn't the greatest. We did have the lovely Brianna, who is a great part of this team.
Yes.
She's like the backbone of this team. She would scribe out, like digitally transfer all of the information at the end of every night, like off of all the spreadsheets. But sometimes if you can't read it, you can't read it, right?
Yeah.
So we have a few people on our list where we just haven't been able to contact them because the emails bounce back. We try, different iterations of an email to no joy. Or yes. As you can see, the sheets get a little weird. Lots of scribbles, lots of mind changes. So it was a thing. And then, and some people leave us Discord as their contact or TikTok. And then we message them on TikTok and they never reply. So we've streamlined the sign up to email only. And we started bringing like an iPad or a laptop with us so that people can type in their information to avoid some of that, which has been relatively pretty successful. We started in February with Vancouver and followed it through in Calgary, and our response rate has like quadrupled, which is great. So that solved one problem that we were having. The only unfortunate part about that is we can't turn back time and go back to Fan Expo 23 and 24 and say, hey, can you fill this out so we can read it? We love you guys. Your costumes are amazing. Handwriting, not so much.
You guys are pretty all like stuck out in the outer rim there, and we want to bring those cards in and get them done for people because we've got pictures or well, there's the odd handful we don't, but everyone's great at paying. That is really never a question. They're happy to pay and support the project, and we're happy to get them their stuff back. But it's just getting there, answering your emails, answering Instagram. You read it and leave us on red. Don't leave a songwriter on red. I've got albums of songs for you guys that I could be playing at the Winnipeg Folk Festival right now, making people cry. I take it all very personally. I need more coffee.
Yeah. We do currently have 1 or 2 people that have left us on red, or people that reply and say, oh, I just got your email. It looks great. Thanks. And then they don't send us the information for the back of the card. And we're
so
like,
I guess that's the key. Right. I guess that's the key is for most of these people, what you're actually needing is their information for the back of the card so you can get the card.
That's exactly what we need. There is sort of a step 2 with the sign up process. Because obviously we're not going to have you stand at the booth and fill out the whole questionnaire because that would take, a decent amount of time.
Yes.
And a lot of people, especially on con days, they're kind of on the run. They're going here and there. So typically what we do is you sign up, we would do the photos at the booth. If you would like us to take your photo, if you would like to submit a photo, you also tell us that. You pay your money, and then once we get home from the con, we send you an email and say, hey, can you fill out these questions, so that we can put the information on the back of your card. And then that's when the crickets happen. That's when we get no reply. That's where the communication
Nada.
stops.
The other thing
what
is,
do you mean they had to chase you down?
Oh man,
what the heck?
She said the same thing.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And the guy conspicuous by his absence at a big black tie event tonight. I don't know if it was 6 or 7 messages to Jeff. He's like, yeah, I really got to get on this. I really got it on. Jeff, they're warming up the plane for me to go to Toronto. I need this from you. Okay, I got it for you.
Are you talking about our Jeff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our Jeff is in London, not Toronto.
Yeah. London.
But he will be here soon.
Yeah. Nice.
So, you know.
Whoa. So and I guess the thing is too, is at the con, like we ask you to fill in maybe 1 minute of information. It would be the name on the front of your card, an email that we can get a hold of you, the name of your photographer, if it's if you're supplying the photo, that kind of stuff. Otherwise, we handle everything at the con. We get credible, great people, Chantel gets us credible, great people, and they take care of things. And Brianna, it takes care of everything that's not taken care of from that. And I book private dining rooms and order pizza. That's basically what I do. And that's it. And I'm the chum. Like literally, Brianna has said I'm the chum, where they literally cast me out like a bucket of fish guts 5-6 feet from the table, and people come and talk to me. No, they come and talk to me, and it gets me away from the table to allow people to actually get to the table to sign up.
Well, fair enough. And it's funny you say that, because the first thing I do when I see your table is I beeline it for you, right?
Yeah.
Go say hi, how's it going, blah blah blah, sit down and chat, and then we're taking up all the room, right? So
I love it. That's
a good point. Yeah.
So, and the second part of this is, I always saw this like a lynch mob, where we were going to put out some names and some photos, and all the awesome people watching this show will give it a week or two, and it's like, if you know this person, get a hold of them and tell us, and we're going to track them down and tell us, look, I let this person know. And if we're finding Freakish Workshop, if you or Tiffany or Nada, like if you get, I'm just reading names off the chat here. So it's like, if you get us some names and stuff like that, we want to do somebody a solid. And if somebody goes above and beyond and really helps us carry this over, because we don't like this backlog. It is for me, it's a massive bunch of papers I have to carry everywhere in my life, because Chantel messages me everywhere in my life, and she wonders why I don't get back to her, because I'm sorting through my bloody papers. That's all I do in my life, is sort through my papers. Help me, folks. I'm starting to sound like Larry David here, so maybe I'm going to just calm it down a bit. But,
luckily, she's digitized you now,
yes.
so there won't be any more papers. Now you can do it all on your phone.
From Vancouver on, like we've done Vancouver, Calgary, it's been a dream so far, and and it's going to keep being a dream, and that's what you got to do. I've read a lot about success. Always, how do you keep improving, right? Well, you put pressure on, and then you find the leaks in the pipe, and then that's what you got to fix. And that's what we're trying to do. At the end of the day, we want to give everyone incredible cards, and not like cheap ones that are cut with the grain, 14-point coated, 2-sided, cut against the grain so they're tougher. Try put them in your bike spokes, try to burn them. It will not happen, folks. These things they're incredible. But and I apologize for ranting on here. The agents at the con are gravitating now, and they're getting onto these cards, and guests are approaching us in Calgary, and that's what we want. We just want this to be a wildfire. My chalice is us in the basement at the Marriott at Dragon Con, and just surrounded by 80,000 incredible cosplayers that are all about art and community, and not about the static and the drama, and are just sign me up. And that's kind of where it's going to go to, hopefully, when the Trump is gone. But we're going to get there, and Toronto will be probably another crazy thing. I'm sure of it. So, do we want to get to the Lynch Mob?
You're going to be at Toronto, obviously.
We are. We got confirmation yesterday, actually. Like
Oh, did you
official
really?
confirmation. Yes.
Oh,
So we will.
Yeah.
We will be at Toronto.
Excellent.
Hopefully, giving everybody their cards. If they get back to us before then.
Exactly. Do we want to start going through these?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think we should.
Yeah.
So I think what we'll do is there's cards from a number of series that had to be pulled because you guys didn't have the information. So I guess we'll go through by series. Let me just bring this up
to
here.
highlight that quickly, what was happening was entire decks were being held back because one or two or three people weren't in touch with us. So we started pulling people from the decks to get the decks produced because there are 40 other people going, where are my cards? And so it was a really hard decision to make, but we did make that decision to start pulling people out of decks. Unfortunately, we didn't want to do that. So if you were in a previous deck, anything before, say, deck 9, chances are when you get your new proof, it'll be a different layout, different color scheme, something, because we had to find a way to move forward. So if anybody's wondering what happened, if they were originally supposed to be in 6 or 7 or 8, that's what happened. So it was nothing personal to anybody out there in cosplay land.
Well,
Now,
I think it's personal. For me, it's personal now.
well, I mean, listen, you can't start to taking this personal. That being said, the first one on the list. Okay, actually, before we get to the list, you're seeing this nice new reward poster here.
I love it.
These are great. This is incrable. Oh my god.
Yeah, this was a direct ripoff of the Fugitive poster, so don't sue me, guys. But our fugitives, our first fugitive tonight, John Galvi. I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
We're not sure on the last name on this one. And this was the image that he chose for his card, but that was it. There's been no communication since. If I'm not mistaken, this was a Fan Expo 2023 sign up.
Yes. There is actually one more piece of it. We don't even know. We're 95% sure this is the photo, but the guy said Obi-Wan. And it's like, okay, we've got this card and sorry, our photos kind of have the timestamps, right? And they kind of follow through on the line of the day where between two other cards that we had. And I was like, that's a pretty big coincidence. Like, that's got to be the guy, right? But we don't know for sure. No, nope.
Right, fair enough.
I'm sure he's a very nice guy.
Well, if anybody knows who this person is, if you recognize him, make sure to let him know to contact CanCosplayCards. And
yes, please.
Unfortunately, of the next two, I couldn't find images for. Now I know you're saying the first one, Corey Guy, Hut Slayer Leia.
Yes.
You couldn't. Well, I guess you probably have the photo, but you couldn't find it.
Yeah. So it's it is definitely a photo of basically Princess Leia dressed in the Slayer uniform in Return of the Jedi. It would be a landscape card because they sat down in the photo booth and got a picture. But I wasn't able to find it by the time of the show. It is here though. But yeah, so Corey Guy, I don't know if she's around or that's, yeah, if anybody knows.
Also, Fan Expo 2023.
Yes, also Fan Expo 2023. And there is also a Fan Expo 2023 photo album on our Facebook page. So if anybody thinks they might know who this person is, there could be a picture of them in there because there is a Hut Slayer Leia in that album. We're just not sure if it's the same person because again, it's a more popular costume, so we're not 100% for sure.
It's hard to guess when you're taking a picture, you're taking a bunch of pictures, and then how do you match them up after the fact? Yeah, I can imagine that being a little bit complicated. Samantha Rye. Jordan Rye? I'm not sure what that one means there.
So we think Samantha is the parent, or Jordan is the parent, and one of them is a kid, and the kid is the one that signed up for a card. Yes.
Yeah. We actually get quite a few minors and their parents sign up on their behalf. So sometimes their parents will put their information on the sheet, but it's actually a picture of a kid.
Yeah.
Right.
And we think this is one of those situations. Because is that that's not the little anime girl, is it? No.
With the reed in their mouth or whatever that is, like that the green thing.
Yeah, was that her?
I want to say yes, but
yeah, the demon slayer photo.
Yes, thank you.
So yeah, I think that's her. I don't know if you saw that one, JS. It's a little girl and she's got the demon slayer with the thing in her mouth. She's really little.
Oh, you know what? I do. Yeah, I'll bring that up. Look at that.
She's adorable, guys.
Good chat. Good catch. Good catch.
If you know whose child this is, please tell us. And again, Fan Expo 2023. Never heard back from the parents. Obviously, we can't contact a 6-year-old and say, "Hey,
there we go.
There she is."
Yeah. There we
and
are.
Say, "Hey, like your mom said you could sign up for a card. Who are you?"
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is that year of Fan Expo was complicated because I think we had 6 different people that had a whole bunch of photos taken throughout the weekend, where at the end we pooled them all together to try and pull the cards out. And on our notes it would be like, Cutie took the picture, kid's phone, Bob McDonald, Uncle Joe with the glass eye, the person that came for a glass of water, like that kind of stuff. Even your guys' photographer that weekend, JS, had taken a bunch of pictures for us. Yes, Teresa. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yes. That was 2020. Wasn't that 2022?
No, that was we were downstairs in 22.
Oh, you're right. We were at the other building.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Okay. That's fair. And that was it for Series 5. Other than those 3, Series 5, I guess you replaced them with 3 other cards. Is that what you do? Yeah.
Yes.
And then once these people get back to you, they'll just get added to the next series.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, does that mean that
what we do now is
potentially get redesigned to fit the new series? Is that what's going to happen?
Exactly. So what we do now is until we have all of your information front and back of your card, you don't get added to a series now until you're completely ready to go. So before we used to preemptively put people in series and then wait for them to reply with their information. Now, until we have your information, you don't even get assigned a deck. So that we don't have to go back and pull people, redesign cards, remake cards, shuffle the decks, do all kinds of flip-flopping. Because also for us, like on the back end of things, when we're pulling someone from a deck and putting them in the on-hold section and then putting them back into a deck, we have to redo all the design over again, which is essentially doing things twice. But we also have to make sure we keep up like on our spreadsheets and that all the information is moved and translated as it should be, so that we don't lose people. Because we don't want to pull you from a deck and then we're like, oh, you were in a deck. Who are you? We got an email last week from somebody who signed up in 2020 and forgot to email us back. So we're still trying to figure out where she even signed up. So sometimes it takes people a while.
Yeah, I mean, at one point you got to say sorry, but you missed out.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you do, right? Like I get, and the whole point of doing this tonight is because you got to take people's money, right? So you want to be fair. You want to seem like those people that are just taking your money and then running, but at the same time, like if you're gonna play Houdini, like what, like.
Yeah, I mean, and it's fair. Like all the money goes into the cosplay community. We try to do nice things for people. And, at the end of the day, we are basically a charity. But at the same time, yeah, when you take somebody's money, you want them to have the thing that they paid for. And also because, we have integrity in the project and we want to make sure that people are happy, but also we're excited about the cards. Like we want people to have them. This is cool. Trading cards are cool.
And every card that gets released, it just kind of adds to the legacy of it all, and people coming back for more, people doing their first sets, I don't know, just we're hitting big numbers. We're looking at doing packages, and we've got wax wrappers, and we've got lots of things.
Do you really?
Yes, we do. Yes.
No. Since when?
I
told them to throw in the stale gum. It's not the same without the stale gum.
Yeah, well, it's gonna have.
I was just gonna say, are you gonna put gum in there?
We will. We will have gum for sale. I got a bunch of that paper sent to the print company, and I've been testing with it. I wanted to release it in Calgary, and things were just too busy. We had, they put an election out, which made the print company bonkers,
Fair enough.
and
Yeah.
the month before the con, so it kind of killed everything momentum wise for me.
Well, and also Star Wars Day was around then too. The Star
Yes.
Wars celebration.
Oh gosh, the 20,000 Star Wars trading cards for celebrations. Yes, that was a sizable project, but happy to do it.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Yes, moving on.
Moving on.
Series 6. Now, I don't have any picks for these, and I guess that was the problem with this series is none of these people you had picks for. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think there was a few. Let me look really quick.
Oh, there was one, and unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to make a poster for this one. Let me see.
That's all right.
Oh, that one. Yeah, the Batman with the lightsaber.
Oh yes, and this is a person where we sent them their proof and they just didn't get back to us. And
Yeah.
yeah, oh gosh, or they approved the front. Actually, I think they approved the front and they never got back to us about the back to fill in the back information. And that is frustrating where you actually have the first contact and you get a front approved. Okay, and here we go. And Andy Tang, I believe is this guy's name. And
Yeah.
very nice guy. It was a lot of fun. He had a great time getting his photos done and stuff. And it was nice that he selected a picture where he's not trying to cut my head off with the sword for his card, but we'd like him to get his card finished, man. Like, yeah, he's got a
Yeah.
rad
So if anybody knows Andy, have him reach out. And then
I'm going to assume, kid, you were Joker.
Quite possibly.
Yeah, I think he was. There's the whole photo is in the album on Facebook, and they had a whole fight. There was a whole duel that happened. It was very good.
That's not the guy I bludgeoned to death with the steamer, is it? I don't think
No,
it is.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Bludgeoned to death with the steamer.
Oh, we should keep moving along because I don't want to bore people, and we've got lots of cards.
Maybe that's why he didn't. Maybe that's why he didn't get back to you. Rio. Oh, he's right. Oh, I see. It's the character. Rio Atkinson. So Tyler and Danielle.
Yeah.
So
That was
Tyler, I
another-
guess, is the kid in the cosplay. Danielle was the mother, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's another situation where it was a minor, and we never heard back from mom or dad.
I actually believe that if there's no photos of a chunk of pictures right now, it's because we probably have possibly photos, but with 6 different people to look through, we really don't know. And there was no character listed in the notes. A lot of times people would list a character and say who they are, and sometimes they didn't. So this, I'm imagining these are not the dregs of society, but we got the base amount of information from them where it was just a name and nothing else to follow up on, and no contact. So where we've tried to email them or tried to contact them, and it's a dead letter.
And yes, Richard, I can help you. I absconded Richard at dinner in Montreal about not answering my email.
Put it up for everyone to see.
Well, to find out that the poor man had appendix first and he was in the hospital, so we had a reason.
Yeah, he was. He had it a little bit rough for a while, and then 10 days later, he was out at a con with us. The guy's an animal.
Yeah, I
heard.
Right
on, Richard.
Yeah.
So I was just like, you didn't answer my email. I was in the hospital. It was a thing, but it's fine. But yes, I will take care of that.
Richard, I will personally talk to the staff about the way you were treated. Okay, will never happen again.
Hey man, got to get the job done. Yes, and then who was next on that list?
Kathleen Johnstone. Kathleen always role plays.
Yeah, I think
that sounds like an Instagram name, but has anybody looked into that? I would assume so.
Yeah.
And it's not.
Instagram's tricky because you'll send a message, but if you're not a contact, it's just kind of it's in that secondary folder.
Yeah.
I'll never get it. And
so if anybody knows Kathleen, apparently she always role plays. Let her know we're looking for her. It would be amazing. Again, these are Fan Expo 2024, I believe. I think we're into Fan Expo 2024. Just for reference.
Oh, I know who this person is.
Oh, this could be a point for JS.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I know who this person is. Yeah, I just realized.
Which person?
Kathleen always role plays.
Oh, look at that.
I will message her.
Well, look at JS getting the free pass to Fan Expo. Amazing.
Yes. Well, unless somebody else gets to it first, but yes, I'm going to mark this one in a red so that I can follow up on this one. Whoops, I did the wrong one. Look at me.
Well,
Kathleen always cosplays. Thavine Bernards. How do you pronounce the next one? Do you have any idea?
Not a clue.
The way that it's spelled here, which I'm assuming is how it was spelled on the sign-up sheet.
That's
Thavyenne.
Thavienne, yes.
Oh, Thavienne. Okay.
That's what I think it is. I don't know.
Like a kid. It's like, oh yeah. What do you guys home?
Bernardes. Bernardes. I'm sorry. I'm usually good with names. This one's a tongue twister and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if you know this person,
yep,
check them off the list, give them a call, send them a message, make sure they get in touch. Savannah Ayala Ford, Cottage Cosplay, goes by Flower.
So I'm wondering, funny story, at Game Expo when we were doing the Lord of the Rings thing, or not Lord of the Rings, oh my God, House of the Dragon. Wow. I met a girl who goes by Cottage Cosplay, and I'm wondering if that's the same person. She was dressed as Rhaenyra, I think. She was really lovely, and that was my first time meeting her. And I think maybe Cottage Cosplay isn't that common of a name, so we could maybe see if that's her.
Yeah, absolutely. I would get.
Look at us figuring it out ourselves.
That could be a point for you, Chantal.
So yeah,
Flower. That's totally her.
Is it?
Yep.
Do you know her? Because I
mean, we met at Game Expo.
Okay.
But that's it. I don't know her personally. But again, I mean, we follow each other, so there you go. I'll check that one off my list too.
That's great. Whoa.
Look at JS. I told you JS is going to be.
Hey guys, you can log off now. We'll just finish between us, and I'll just collect the Fan Expo pass.
I know, right? It's like, why are we here?
You know, and if you get 10 collected points, that could be a space in the elite private dining room at Cafe Diplomatico at the con weekend, man. Like, oh my gosh.
No. Cafe Diplomatico.
Oh, is that the chicken parm place?
Yes.
I love that place.
Yes, it is.
They have really good
we usually go to Scatterbush right across the street.
Yeah.
And the food there is
it's good.
Bonkers. It's a little bit expensive, but man, is it good there. It's amazing, and the ambiance is always good, and we always get good service. Yeah, we love it there. Marina Roncon? Roncon? R-O-N-C-O-N?
Yep.
How would you guys pronounce that?
Looks like Roncon to me.
Roncon? I guess goes by Gigi Roncon. I do not know this person. Again, I'm not seeing a lot of going-ons in the chat, which makes me believe that nobody knows these people.
Yeah, they could be newbies or you know, not in the regular circles. I don't know, but it's definitely worth a try, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And again, we're talking like 24 or 23 still. Because were these 23ers or 24ers? What
Series 6 would have.
It might have been 23.
Yeah.
Still? Yeah, I think we're still in Fan Expo 23. So we're talking 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Also. So you know, there's that. But that's okay. And then and then
in 10 months.
What's that?
Is it a year and 10 months?
A year and 10 months. 20 months.
Yes.
Sorry, kid. You know, man. You know,
I like it.
You need to come down more often.
They're not 2. They're only 20 months.
Yeah, exactly.
They're 24 months. They're not 2.
You need to come to town more often, buddy. I know you're busy, and I know that you go to a ton of cons, but man, you need to come to Toronto more often, man. Once a year is just does not cut it.
Voted not enough. I agree.
Yeah.
Right.
And I get it. There's a lot of cons to go to, but this is where it's at. You know?
Oh, it is. It's my one. If I could only do one, it would be Toronto. It would be Fan Expo Canada for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
You should look into Toronto Comic Con. That's for me. That my heart is always with Toronto Comic Con.
Yeah,
it's a smaller show.
We actually did discuss
cosplay.
it this year.
Yeah,
we did.
Really?
We
Did you? Yeah,
it.
you
Yeah,
totally
we talked
should.
about it. The timing was a little tight with the other cons and with what we already had planned with Vancouver and everything.
Fair.
But
It's
we
like
actually did
3
we
weeks,
did
2 weeks,
discuss it.
3 weeks after.
yeah.
Yeah, it was close together.
Mhm.
Because then right after that was Calgary, and they also have GangCon out there and other things. So it was just the timing just wasn't there this year.
Mhm.
But we did discuss it because I said the same thing. Toronto Comic Con is my con too. So
Yeah.
I mean, that and Montreal are the ones I enjoy the most.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So okay.
Well,
and that's it for this series.
Yeah, because then it was just Andy Tang.
And anything.
So if anybody knows the Batman with the lightsaber is, please let us know.
Series 8. Now this is from Fan Expo last year.
Yes, it is.
You guys just freaking shredded it last year.
yeah.
But you also have a lot of MIAs
Yep.
Yes, we do.
from last
It's
year.
our biggest MIA list yet.
Yeah. So, oh wow, there's holy cow, we're not even halfway through. We need to get moving here.
Yeah.
Gondola Bendoga. Gondola Bendoga. I don't know what this character is, but folks, at Ada Holton. Sorry, Ada Holton Park.
Yep. So if anybody knows them, please let us know. They got their photo, they did the thing, and then we never heard from them again.
Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
There's
I
quite a few in
suppose
Series 8.
that's why we're doing this. Yeah, there's quite a few in this series specifically. Series 8, there's a lot of people missing. So,
And this was Thursday at the con. So we even know the day they signed up. So this was day 1 at the con, Thursday, Fan Expo 2024.
oh,
Yeah, that's good. Good information.
Blue Guy Ben.
So
Ben.
Ben read our messages on IG and didn't reply. Because
Weird.
we said, hey, and they said, great, I'll check my email. And then nothing. So we're not sure what happened to Ben.
Yeah. And I mean, it could be in the spam, right? Sometimes we've had that where CanCosplayCards at gmail.com, it goes into people's spam. So
Yeah.
that's another thing. If you know these people, tell them check your spam or whatever. Or if you're watching the show not live and you're like, I don't know why you wouldn't be, but if you're watching an archive version like tomorrow or the rest of the week, definitely take a flip through them, and if you know anybody, let us know. Please reach out.
Yeah.
100%. Next one on the list. Is this the right one? Goth Cowboy.
Yeah. This was somebody named Corey.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody knows Corey?
Corey
The
Gray.
Goth Cowboy. Also Fallout guy. Anybody knows Corey, please let us know. He, again, no contact since con. We sent out his proof to the email he supplied to no reply. That was kind of that with Corey.
Mm.
Sir Knight Cosplay. I think actually Sir Knight Cosplay signed up for a couple cards.
Yes, he did.
And that's mind-boggling in itself that you would have more than one and not follow up on it.
Right?
Yeah, so Kevin, we reached out, and I think it was yeah, I'll get back to you. And then nothing.
Kevin Sauter.
So if anybody knows Kevin, please give him a nudge for us, because Kevin does have multiple cards. He is currently in 2 or 3 different decks. So all of his cards are currently on standby until he sorts out what he would like to do. So yes.
No, you're gonna have to help me out with this one. David Kelly.
I think it's Griposis.
Griposis.
I think it's a character name. I'm not sure. But yes, again, Sir David Kelly. If anybody knows David, please have him contact us. Proof was sent out to no reply, so we don't know.
This was all this past Fan Expo.
Yep. These are all Friday. Now we're into Friday signups from Fan Expo 2024. So these are the folks that came by the booth before it got crazy insane on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Marlene.
Marilyn Desrosiers.
Thank you.
Can't get more French than
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah, can't get more French than that. Marilyn. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to butcher her name with an English accent. Desrosiers. Again, I unfortunately I don't know these people personally, but if you know Marilyn, make sure again you let her know.
Yeah, and there was like a type here 452, so we don't know if that was a handle or something, but we've searched it to know.
Just couldn't figure it out.
So we're not really sure what that was about, or if that was supposed to be the name on the card. We don't really know what the type here, because it literally says type here 452. So we're not sure. Again, sometimes we just preemptively put their names until we can figure out exactly what they want their cards to say.
Right.
So again, if anybody knows this lovely human, please let us know.
Danielle Smith.
Yes. Cool costume.
Again, Resident Evil.
Again, signed up. No answers. Proof was sent to no reply, so we don't know. That's all we got.
Pull up the next one here. Here he is. Here he is. Jansen Dixon as John Helldiver. That's also a pretty dope costume. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
This one here is. I like the Helldiver armors. I haven't played the game. I don't know anything about the game, but every con we go to, we see Helldiver characters, and they run in packs. And
they do. There was a whole pack of them at Montreal this weekend.
Yeah, it's always cool to see them, walking through a con together, right? I love these. This is awesome. And then the next one, I believe I have one picture for her. I know her. Danielle Keller. Danic Cosplay. Where's her card?
Yes.
Here, I have it here. I do not have it here.
Oh,
thought I did Danielle's card. All right, I'll do this instead. We need Danielle. We also need Eldon. So Eldonite.
Oh yes,
They run in the same circles.
Yes,
and both of them have signed up, and then both of them, I guess, kind of went MIA.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Eldon signed up a card back information sheet, and I would be doing it a great undersell to say it was not properly filled out to give us credible information to produce a card.
Yeah, so there was originally some contact saying, hey, we signed up, what do we have to do? And we sent the form, and they sent the form back with very little information on it.
Yeah.
And then we were like, oh, hey, and then nothing. So sort of mid-process, I don't know if they changed their minds or what happened, but they just stopped communicating with us. So if you changed your mind, if you're watching the show, that's totally cool. We just need to know what you want to do. So
yeah, if anybody can
message us all the time saying, hey, you know what, I changed my mind, or I want to use a different photo, or can we retake a picture this year at con or whatever? And that's totally great. We have like an on hold list. We can very happily add you to that.
Yeah, I mean, I know for a fact there's people in our chat that knows these guys. Send them exactly that, right? Just get in touch with CanCosplayCards. Let them know if you know what, I'm good, I'm not interested, or maybe we'll make arrangements for a later card. Like, who knows? But let them know to get in touch. The next one here.
Thank you, Richard.
There you go. Richard's found his form.
Richard found his form
after getting chastised by Chantal. We're moving on to the next series now. Series 9. Again, like we were saying earlier at the top of the show, you guys sold out 3 freaking series.
We did.
At Fan Expo last year.
Yeah. So it was like all of 8, all of 9, half of 10, and then sprinkled in here and there in different sets in 6 and 7, and yeah, and then the ones that have been plucked out and put back in.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a duo. They went by One Face. Ashley took this photo, and we have a bad email. So we've been trying to email them since a while now, months and months. And we've tried different variations of the email that was written down, but they just keep bouncing back. So if anybody knows these folks, I think it was Sean and Jin. Sean and Jin.
Jinyan and Sean Chung. Sorry, Jinyan Lung and Sean Chung.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if anybody knows these guys, all you anime folks out there, help us out. I know all the anime people know each other. That's a huge stereotype, but I'm just going with it. Okay, don't talk about my whip, Richard. Hey, somebody messaged Danielle for us. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paul.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Paul.
Oh, Paul gets a point.
Joshua Purificacion Almedo, otherwise known as J Purify.
Yes. Again, bad email. Tried to reach out. Tried different variations of the email that was left. No response. So we're not really sure what happened there. Failed to send. So if anybody knows this person, please let us know, or let them know that we're looking for them and we didn't forget about them.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want people to think we forgot about them. We didn't forget about any of you, I promise.
The next one here, we don't have a picture for.
Okay.
Is that correct? Lilium Wang, or perhaps Wavy. I don't know if that's right.
Yeah, they had
like
Wavy
Wang,
written
probably
down in like brackets. Oh, the Maru. I think there was a picture. Wasn't that the person in the Link looking costume with the sword? Am I mistaken? They may have been added to the photos late. Let me see. Let me find the folder.
I'm trying to flip through them right now, and I'm not sure who you might be talking about here.
This person? Yeah. It's Liam W Series 9. Yeah, it's somebody who's dressed as like an elf. Looks like something from Zelda. And they're holding like a staff.
Sorry. We do have a picture. You're right. I didn't get a chance to make a card. Let me just go grab that one right away. Lilium Wang. Thank you very much. Yeah,
yes,
there
people
it
did
is.
get back to me, Michael. Thank you.
There it is.
Her card is all done. It looks great. She's good to go.
Looks
100%.
amazing.
Oh, yeah, Pippa's card is really good. There's Lilium. I don't know. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong.
I like this. I like this. The Series 9 with the darker green, and this card's dope.
Yeah, it's funny because the Series 8 cards come up on the screen and they're like that electric like green color. They're not actually that color. It's actually teal and dark purple.
Oh, is it really?
And for some reason on screen it looks like neon colors.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's just the conversion, right? But yeah.
Yeah. So in print it won't look like that. I know. I sent a few people their proofs and they're like, "Whoa, it's so bright." And I was like,
"Yeah, Series 8 looks like it's neon green, but it's not. It's teal.
It's not. It's dark purple and teal, and it's actually quite nice."
Right.
Yes. But yeah.
Anyway. Next one, Lunette Niagara.
But again, sorry, with Lilium, the last person there, again, it was a wrong email situation. That's why we haven't talked to them yet. So if anybody knows them or knows their email, please let us know. Or their Instagram, we'll reach out. And yes, Lunette Niagara. This is Samantha Randall, I think. Who again also signed up for multiple cards. And has been non-communicative. So if anybody knows Samantha and would like to give her a little for us, please do.
Yeah, because if they don't get back to these guys, they've spent money for nothing, right? They just threw money out the window, right? So at least get your cards, right? Like I mean, if you've already paid for them, so yeah, 100%. Lydia Seats.
Seats. I think it's a play on words
Stephanie,
instead of
yeah.
Lydia Dietz.
Yeah. Stephanie Whiten. I'm assuming
Yes.
Is that right? Did I say that right?
I think so. So if anybody knows Stephanie, her costume was amazing. Her card looks great. We would love to put these into production.
Yeah. Oh my
Um,
gosh, yeah.
So if
Next
anybody knows her,
on the list, Jotaro Kujo.
which I think is the character name in this case.
Correct.
Which would have to be changed at the end,
Or
and just so everyone knows, like we'll not print Batman or the Predator or anything like that on the front of the card. Like it just obviously we just don't want those bullets being fired at us, so we need to do something creative just to keep the I don't know, the legalities at bay, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, if this may be silly of me to think or see it that way, but I feel like a lot of people that are cosplayers will have Instagram accounts with an Instagram name, and I know for some people like me, my Instagram name is not very creative, but that's the kind of thing you want on your card, right? It's your cosplay name, or even your real name. It could just be your real name too, because you're right, the character. You don't want to be caught selling Batman merchandise, and
Etsy,
by Warner
yes.
Brothers,
Of course.
Yeah.
No, it's true. It's totally true.
Yeah, exactly. And Willa
Lynn.
Willala. It's like,
Gosh.
Willa, where are you? Please message us back.
Yeah, and you can see in the poses, like people are excited about this, like they're happy about it, and they're like, "Yeah, this is going to be cool. This is going to be great." And it's just, man, help us, help you to be great, right? Like,
yes. Like
the next one here, the next two kind of go together.
Yes, they were together at the con.
Let me bring this first one up first of all. Mr. Bloimler,
yes.
William Bloimler, or more appropriately, Justin Bell.
Yes. If anybody knows Justin and his counterpart, please let us know.
This one I really had a good chuckle because with Mr. Bloimler was our good friend Pretendy. I loved it. When I saw the name, I laughed out loud. This is awesome. I want to say,
it's a very clever way of doing this.
I'm going to say this: if you're not a Trekkie, it's okay. Nobody's perfect. But if you are and you've not watched Lower Decks, oh my God, it's the most Trek of all Trek shows. It freaking hilarious. It relies a lot on Easter eggs, but that's why it's so fun, because they actually work the Easter eggs in a way that makes sense. Go watch Lower Decks. I'm telling you right now, even if you're not into Star Trek, it's amazing.
Yes. So Sarah and, I can't remember her friend's name, Justin, were together at con. They were both in Lower Decks cosplays. They came together. If anybody knows either one of them, because we have not been able to reach either of them, because I think they just left one email for the two of them. So we've gotten no reply. We would absolutely love to have these in the deck because these are brilliant. And so if anybody knows them, please let us know.
Paul's asking, was this from Fan Expo last year? It sure was.
Yes. This is from Saturday last year at Fan Expo.
Yeah, the first few were from 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, 20 months ago. And the rest are all from last year. Oh, he couldn't hear me. Oh, damn. He had his headphones off. Next one looks like RDJ, and I mean, he kind of does. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
He does.
And I feel like we see him a lot at cons in Toronto, but I don't know him personally.
Jeff is around quite a bit. We've reached out to Jeff, email, Instagram. He read the message and didn't reply. So we're not sure. So if anybody knows Jeff personally, can you just let him know? Just let us know what he wants to do. But he is around all the time. We see him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not. Now, I'm not from Toronto. He's not the other Robert Downey Jr. guy.
No,
right?
there
Because
is
there's
two.
a couple, right? Like
Yeah.
There
okay.
is two. He's the
He's
other
not the
one.
normal. Yeah, or sorry, he's not normal, but he's not the one you usually would see around, coming around. Like he's not as common.
He's usually around Toronto. He does Niagara every year.
Okay.
Like he's around quite a bit. Like we've seen him a few times.
Yeah.
But
I know what you mean, kid. There's another guy.
People. And he has a friend that comes with him and does pepper. He's from Niagara. Okay, so he's from the Niagara area. Apparently, he's a DJ.
Okay, and Paul saying both of those guys know each other. So there you go. I mean,
thanks, Paul.
Yeah, it doesn't help us, but
I appreciate the info.
Thanks for having her back.
The Pepper Potts is his wife. Okay, but if anybody talks to Jeff, please have Jeff reply to our message, because I've reached out to Jeff numerous times and he literally leaves me on red, through the CanCosplayCards account, of course. So we've reached out on Instagram and through email. He just doesn't even reply. He just reads the message and then that's it.
That's insane.
So,
what if we're offering him a gig? Like, we need a DJ. Are you coming down here?
Hey, do you want to DJ at our booth this year?
There you go. That's how you approach him.
No, there's more than enough music and there's more than enough sound going on.
Oh, trust me, I know. So, anyways, and again,
René Fleurant, another very French name.
Renee
Cora.
Was Cora. If anybody knows who Renee is in real life, please, again. And she was with a friend who was also in an Avatar cosplay. This friend here.
Ty Lee, who is also very French. Laurence Poiré.
Right. Yes, those two. We're together on Saturday. They came to the booth together. They took pictures together. Both of them, I think they did the same thing where they left one contact for the two of them. We have not heard back. I tried to find one on Instagram, but it was a private account, so you can't message if it's private. I just sent a friend request, but never got approved because maybe they didn't know who I was. So if anybody knows these two humans, please let us know.
Legamus Prime. I don't know what that's from, but I just like saying that.
Yes, Riley.
An anime show.
I think this is from Hazbin Hotel, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if anybody knows Riley, this person's name is Riley. If anybody knows Riley who likes Hazbin Hotel, please let Riley know. He needs to answer his emails.
I'm just trying to pull up the next one here. Here we go. Mr. Incredible Matt.
Yes.
Matthew. Funny enough, I remember this guy. This was
on
Sunday at Fan Expo, wasn't it?
I think it was Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember
Saturday or Sunday.
So again, if you know Matt, get in touch, let him know.
Yeah, if anybody knows Matt or follows Matt on Instagram, please have him reach out. We don't have any other contact information other than an email, and we've gotten no reply. So we're not really sure what the deal is with that.
It would be incredible if he contacted us, or you could get him to contact us, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And that's it for Series 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was also a lot of people. Holy.
Yeah.
That's big list of MIA. We're gonna have to send the hounds.
Yes.
Series 10 starts with Sylvia Ward, cosplay mother. I know Sylvia. I will also send her a message. There you go.
Thank you. I think she wanted a supply. She wanted to send
her own pick, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then just never did anything.
Materialized. Yes. Thank you.
So yeah, series 10 is in development. So
development.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, I didn't have a picture for Sylvia, just so you guys know. I'm not showing her picture because I said I don't know her, so I'm just gonna.
There's no image for Sylvia because she wanted to send her own.
Right.
There was also Jonathan Marcello, who goes by Bell Divers. He wanted to send his own image as well.
Sorry.
So there's no image for him either. We reached out to request an image to no reply, so we're not really sure if he's changed his mind. So if anybody knows him, please have him reach out. And then we get into Carrie.
Carrie Goku, otherwise known
Yeah.
as Carrie Petrov.
Yes.
Again.
And he was so excited about this photo. Can I just tell you? And the fact that we put in the little like thing, he was hype. Disappeared. So again, sometimes a lot of these are a case of just a bad email address. And as long as it goes through, we just assume it's right, but it could be an I instead of an L. It could be a 1 instead of a whatever. We don't know. So if anybody knows Carrie, please let him know. We did not leave him hanging because he was so excited about this.
Now, this one, well, first of all, the next 3 are here.
Yes,
this is
Scott
Force family. And it's a Scott family. Thank you. And so you've got also Princess Vader that you can see in the picture and Little Padawan.
Yes.
Also.
And they were adorable.
They all had cards, and now you can't. It's about 3 cards, and they've gone MIA.
Yes. So if anybody knows the Scott family, please have them reach out because their cards are amazing and their kids
awesome
are adorable.
is that, man?
Yeah, the kids were so cute, and everybody was super excited, and nothing.
Yeah, make sure you get in touch with these guys. The kids are gonna regret not getting these. Goddess of Death, Sally Rodenheiser.
Yes. Again,
any info
anybody
at all
knows
here?
Sally?
No.
Please let us know.
No info at all.
Nothing. Just sent out to the email we were given to no reply. We have not heard anything from this person. We don't know what happened. So yeah.
I wonder if I mean, the kid was saying if they go to junk, they go to your spam, and then you never get a reply, so you never email them back because you never got a reply, or even if you emailed them back, it just goes back to spam. Meanwhile, they don't know you're trying to get in touch with them. There needs to be something, right? There needs to be a, hey, you need to follow CanCosplayCards.
Yeah.
And then you need to give us your Instagram, and then all it's going to cost you is $10. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So what we really started to sort of push this year, like at Vancouver, was like, hey, follow our page so you can keep up with what's going on. Follow our page to find your pictures. Because even if people don't sign up for cards, everybody gets their photos at the end of the weekend. Because we post the albums on Facebook and people can have their images that we take. We don't ever, there's no expectation of purchasing a card. So we've really been pushing like, hey, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, like find us so you know where to find your photos. And then there's a little more of an incentive for them to actually follow us. That way we can sort of look through our followers and say, hey, this is that person who wore the Hella cosplay. Now I can, message this person and say, hey, you signed up for a card. Did you still want your card?
And because they follow you, they'll actually get the message, right?
Yeah. And,
exactly.
and we started actually telling people that you paying for a card is great and we'd love it, but we're not actually going to link you into a set now until you get a hold of us, because we just, man, the amount of time that we spend and the amount of hair I'm losing over people not getting back to us is just, I don't know. I take this as a huge responsibility. Like when people give you your cash and they expect something, you want to deliver. And the last thing I want to do is let people down. And so this has been it's been a frustration. So it's nice that every con we make an improvement. I absolutely 100% agree. Like think that we always talk about things at the dinners, and it's like, how can we do this better? What can we do better? What about this? What about that? And like we're evolving every time, and it's getting better and better. And it'll be nice to see these cards either, because you can't just cancel people. Like we can put them off to the side and maybe they'll come back to us. But I don't know. It's tough. It's really tough. Like we will have people show up and be like, hey, there's those cards I signed up for. And I'm talking to you, Dumbledore in Alberta. I'm talking right at you right now, pal. You walk by our booth and you give us the shade, and it's like, there's one of those cards I signed up for. I never heard anything back. And this was Calgary, not this year, this is last year. And I literally pulled him aside and I was like, excuse me, Mr. Dumbledore, let's have a friendly conversation here. Did you send us in your stuff? No, I didn't. Have you checked your email? No, I wouldn't have got it. I've got a new email. What was that email? And get him to, like write out the new email. And we go and check that night. And it's like, yeah, that's exactly the email we sent it to. And we go and see him the next day. And it's like, he got signed up really quick. And he just like, you know what? Come to our table. We're approachable. I look like a shark, but I'm not gonna eat you. Like I will talk to anybody. And Chantel will talk to anyone. Brianna, she's pretty quiet, but when she starts talking, she'll get the information that she needs from you. And Cutie's the same way, and just everybody on the team. They're so approachable. They love the project. They have bought in. We are literally like those Transformers, like Devastator, my favorite one, where the cement truck and the bulldozer and the backhoe.
Combiners.
Yes, and we are building this massive thing right now that is fed on pizza and lemonade and coffee. And I don't know, it's very organic. It's very beautiful as an artist. It just watching every card develop and the reason why everyone wants to get a card. And I'm seeing these faces and I remember seeing them in line at Toronto. And it's like, man, you guys deserve your card. Let's finish this off for you.
And another new, a newer sort of initiative that we've started since Vancouver in February is immediately when the con weekend is finished, Monday, Tuesday, something like that, we give everybody a day to take a breath. And then we send out an email the following Monday, Tuesday, saying, hey, it was great to meet you this weekend. Please fill out the back information for your card. So it's top of mind. It's still fresh. They remember that they signed up for something because the con weekend is so chaotic. And sometimes people don't even remember they signed up. And they're just like, oh, right, I remember this. And we try to get the information that way. And since we've been doing that, we've got about an 80 to 85% response rate within the first week. So that's been very positive moving forward. So that will again happen this year at Fan Expo. So anybody who signs up this year will get an email immediately after the weekend saying, hey, fill out the back card information so we can get you in a deck. God of Stories. Yes. Low-key cosplayer.
Rebecca Costa.
Yes. Another one.
Ellie Yelly.
Yep. What was her name? Is that her actual name? Oh, Faylene.
Faylene Park.
Yes. So if anybody knows these people, please tell them we're looking for them.
Daft Punk. Adam Schmidt.
Yes, the guy dressed as Daft Punk.
I feel like I've seen him around for a few years now too. Like I've seen this guy. Well, I don't know if it's the same guy, but for sure I've seen Daft Punk.
I think it might be because I don't know many people who made a Daft Punk helmet.
Yeah, neither do I. And I've seen one not regularly, but a couple times at specifically Toronto cons over the last one.
Because the one thing we're trying to avoid is exactly what Kid said. People showing up to booth next month and going, hey, I'm here to pick up my cards, and we don't have them.
Yeah.
Because that sucks, and we don't want to suck, and we don't want it to suck for you. So, we want people to be like, hey, I'm here to get my cards, and we can be like, yes, here's your cards. So that.
Whoops. Going on. There it is. Patty DeVille, which is, give me a quick second here, Trish Martin.
Yes. If anybody knows Trish. And what is that, a Good Omens cosplay?
I believe so.
Yeah. It was great.
Yeah.
Fantastic costume. Again, if anybody knows this person, Trish, please let her know that we're looking for her. Yeah.
And Cranberry Spider.
Yes.
That's a great pose.
Al Garrity. I guess that's Al Garrity. Yeah.
Yep. If anybody knows Al.
It is a great pose.
Again, please reach out. It was a great costume. Everything was fantastic. Lovely person. but just no reply.
And that one's it for Series 10. Holy cow,
Yeah.
we actually got through them.
Okay, that's great.
Now, you've got some cards that are on hold that I see on the list here. Do we want to talk about these?
The on hold list is more well, we already talked about Tyler and Samantha. And the other three I think we've talked to them and they requested to be on hold. But if any of them are listening, Danielle Hines, Steve Buckley, and Bailey
McCrory?
McCrory goes by Bayweeks. If anybody knows those three, if they could update us on what they want to do, it could be that at one point or another they had requested to put their cards on hold and then just never got back to us. But now we're getting on another year or two for some of those. So if anybody knows them, if they want to follow up with us and just let us know if they'd like to continue to hold or if they want to do something new this year. We have 2 or 3 people that are coming to the booth this year to do new photos because they've changed their minds on their photos. But they've contacted us so we know what's going on. Kid's gonna cringe, but we're trying to get 8, 9, and 10 ready to have in hand at Fan Expo next month. 8 is complete. There's a lot of people that got pulled out of Series 8. Any of the people on the list from Series 8 from today, they've already been pulled out of the deck, but if they get back to us in time before Fan Expo, we can get them back into a deck before Fan Expo. They just need to communicate with us. Their layout will be different. It'll be a different color. The Series 9 people on that list, most of them have already been pulled. But again, we can easily put them back in because the deck hasn't been printed yet. So they can be put back in time. But we're kind of setting deadlines now also is another thing we're doing, which we never really did before. So the missing persons that we're currently dealing with,
the fugitives,
if we don't hear from you by July 25, you're going to be pulled out of the respective deck you're in currently, and we're going to push you forward. So if you want to pick up your cards at Fan Expo, reach out so we can be ready.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that's a key, right? If you want to be able to pick them up when they're back in town.
Yep, because in September we go right back into Edmonton, and we've got a whole slew of Edmonton people who are waiting on cards.
And Winnipeg at end of October as well.
Yeah, right? And then we're right back in Winnipeg, and all the Winnipeg people want their cards. So basically what's happening is people from later decks are being shuffled forward if they've been waiting for a while.
Yeah.
And when we pull out the Toronto people, they're just getting replaced with somebody from Edmonton or Winnipeg so that they'll have their cards. So the goal is to get as many Toronto people to reply, get the word out on the wire for like the people that the fugitives were looking for. Can we do more than one con card? Yeah, of course. Absolutely. You can sign up again. You can sign up online. You can sign up right now, Richard. I'll take your money. Send it to me. Don't send it to Kit.
Yeah, we've had like, I don't know, people sign up for 5 or 6 different cards, and we won't do more than one in a set. Like we'll just kind of put you into the next one and the next one and the next one.
Yeah, you won't be in the same deck twice, but you can have more than one card. We have one guy from Toronto, the Funhouse, and he's in 4 decks.
Yes.
Yeah. Phoenix Funhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phoenix Funhouse. He is in 4 decks. He's in, I think, 7, 9, 10, and 11 or something. So he's going to have lots of cards to pick up at Fan Expo. And I'm in Series 4 and I'm in Series 9 again. I'm going to be also in Series 9. Lots of familiar faces in Deck 9. Well, from the Toronto crew anyway. Still waiting on that Geeks and Co card though.
I was just going to say, I'm ashamed to say that I am in no decks.
Yes.
That being said, me and Kid had a very quick discussion actually last year about doing something special that I've been trying to figure out the layout. I want to do something a little bit different. And perhaps a whole deck. But anyway, we'll
yeah, we could, and this is the thing, like we could make it happen. And I think there's Michael Icon.
Michael Icon, yeah.
Yes. So now is he does the V?
Yep.
Yeah, so we did one in the fall. I got approached by there's that movie from the late 70s, early 80s, The Warriors.
Yeah.
I got a whole bunch of those guys got together with all the different gangs, and I had to do a custom retro set for them
Yeah.
all, and it was great for their kind of their fan film release. Super cool project. I did a custom trading card for a comic book slash beer that was a couple thousand cards, and the Star Wars people 20,000 cards for that for celebrations. And I don't know. There's definitely we can, we're willing to work with everyone and make the fit. I've done a series of wrestling cards and all
Mhm.
sorts of other things. So, but and then the other side of that, I have to mention this before we go is like the money that comes in for this stuff. Like first of all, I'm doing the print and doing things wherever I can to cut the costs for us, so we can keep giving more cash back to the cosplay community via Remingtons, where we help defray travel costs. We pay for power for media groups that do great things for comic communities or cosplay communities. We've paid for pet surgeries and hydro bills and shelter so people wouldn't go homeless, and like a lot of things. And it'd be good to come on in a few months' time. I used to do this thing called the Remington Awards, where I would sit and give out 4 or 5 little speeches, a little write up about everybody. And I'd love everybody to know that when you sign up for these cards, we're watching you and we're seeing if you're doing something exceptional, or if you're down on your luck, or you're, God forbid, it just happened in Edmonton, your spouse passed away. And like that's the places where we want to help. Because when I did 2 years as the events coordinator for the biggest food bank slash distributor in Winnipeg, and I saw how charity works. Like when a big
Mhm.
charity goes and here's $250,000, but what does that really get? What are we really getting from that? And God knows, I see the cosplay groups, and this is not a slam at them, but attaching themselves to large charities and like, oh yeah, we're going to take pictures with us. But and it's like, well, that money's getting donated anyway. You guys have a good time, but don't call it as it is, right? And so the Hawkeye in me wants to not rob from the rich and give to the poor, but I want to
Mhm.
make sure that every dollar where it can, like in Calgary, it was the first time I was able to order pizza for the whole crew and just have it delivered to the con. And it was such a special moment where, hey, all of a sudden there's hot pizza for everybody to grab a slice, and it just built community and just little things like that, and no strings attached. And that's another thing, because people are always, what's the catch? And it's like, you know what? I've stopped playing baseball 3 years ago. I won enough championships. There's no catching anymore. All right. So that's the best I can say it. And that's really it. Like we all belong here. And Chantal, I can't say enough about you and what you've done in the last year for us. You've saved our lives for sure, man. And we appreciate everything that you've done, Brianna and I, because as you can see, like she's off. I don't know what planet she's living on right now, like with the whole astronomy thing. But you've, like just answering the emails and getting back to people, and those touches, making people know that the communication's solid and our methods are solid, and your design, and get Ashley to help, or your friends to help. And I don't know, I just wanted JS to be a mediator here to say that we love you, what you're doing for us, Chantal, and all, you know, all that energy is I wish I could bottle it and drink it every morning and help get me going, right? But thank you for being you.
You're welcome.
Nate is saying there needs to be more people in the world like Kid. There sure does.
Ouch. Ouch.
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall.
I'm
Kid
really
Remington sure said it
That
all.
sounds okay too. Thanks.
I don't know
Yeah.
I don't know how to take anything like that. Like I really don't. It's a tough thing. I'll try, but it's the goalie in me that kind of stops it and deflects it away. And it's like, no, JS has a really nice haircut. Let's talk about JS's haircut for a while here. But thank you. Thank you.
It's a week and a half old fade, but thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy.
Well, and another thing
appreciate it.
too, like that CanCards did last year is we sponsored the cosplay medic for the weekend. At
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you.
And we helped him get supplies, and we got him into the con, and we took care of him for the whole weekend so that he could take care of all the cosplayers, because what he does is amazing and he does it of his own esteem and his own cost. So one of the things we did last year was actually for the cosplay medic, Wayne, who is known to many people in this community.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
We did the same with him at Toronto Comic Con last year.
Yeah,
we brought him in and we got him a pass, and he had a home base to come and hang out at, and leave his stuff and
hot glue and some band-aids or whatever he needs.
He's listen. Wayne is one of those guys that is literally what cosplay is about, right? Like, he goes to cons literally for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He just wants to help people.
He just wants to help you.
And he goes to all of them.
All of them.
Like Anime North
all
and
of them.
Comic-Con and Fan Expo and all of it.
Well,
he's
all the
at
big
every
ones
single
anyway.
one.
Big ones he's at.
You know what? For Wayne, the first time I met him, he sewed me a pair of suspenders to extra support my Joker pants, because I was about to get beat up by 3 Batman, Ed, Jeff, and one other guy. And I wanted them, like, I did not come out to Toronto for just a half-ass beating. I wanted them to kick the living crap out of me. And I was like, nope, triple stitch it, Wayne. Stitch me up. Get me out there.
Yeah, that was Jeff, Mike, and Ed.
There we
Fix
go.
my pants. I'm gonna get beat up.
Yeah. I still have pictures of that, FYI.
Oh yeah, it was great.
I think we might too in the photo albums. Anyways,
that was hilarious. Well, I think we have a video also of you getting accosted walking down the hall.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yeah,
very good, very good.
Yeah. Hey guys, first of all, thanks for coming on. It's always great to have you on.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, you're very welcome, kid. We miss you, buddy. Like I said, you need to, Humpty Dumpty's just sitting in the background, just hanging out and chilling like a villain. You need to be here more often, but I know it's hard, but we miss you. We hope you come back in town soon. Where are you next?
Fan Expo Canada.
Toronto.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, there you go.
Toronto's our next stop.
Damn.
Which is why we're trying to get all these Toronto people to get it together so that we can have their cards with us.
Yeah.
We don't look like a bunch of bums.
Yes. We're gonna have to arrange something while you're in town.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
I want to also say to everyone on the chat, like, man, you guys, like, that's the lifeblood of community. You guys putting time in live to come and watch this show is great. It really is great. Like, just putting in the little comments and stuff like that. It's good. It's what the Geeks and Co deserve. They do a lot and they cover a lot of subjects and they try and get everywhere they can. So that support is fantastic. Yeah, they don't have a card yet. Absolutely. We're not disputing that, but they are great at what they do.
It's true.
Yeah, thanks for
cards. I got about 300 cards on the go right now, and I haven't seen a single one that said Geeks and Co. or Producer Jen.
Okay.
Or, Jamie.
Jen, is that what you said?
She could have a card, man. Like, absolutely.
Producer Jen needs a card. Jamie needs a card.
Yeah,
the Geeks need a card. Jeff did one already, so we'll let Jeff slide.
Jeff, well, was it actually? Did he ever give you a picture and everything?
Yeah, he did Omni-Man, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Yes,
that's right.
His card is great. A landscape card too.
Yeah, one of the few landscape cards. So Jeff gets the slide for now, but the Geeks need a card. Producer Jen needs a card. I know she's listening.
Like I said, we're gonna. I'm sure she's listening. We're gonna work something out. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, because I mean, even some of the pictures that we took of the Predators and stuff at our booth were pretty solid. So you're running out of excuses, my friend.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. And when we first started talking about this, I didn't even realize at the beginning that you guys would take the pictures yourself and you use those pictures. In my mind, when we started talking about all this, it was, oh yeah, I need to supply you a picture. And then I started thinking, oh shit, but I don't actually own any of my pictures, right? They're all my good pictures or somebody else that took them and sent me, hey, check this out. And then I posted it on my Instagram, but I don't technically own any of those pictures, right? So the fact that you guys,
why we offer the photography services, because
100%.
We want people to also, then they get to see the photo right away. They can tell us which one they like, that kind of stuff. And it avoids the tracking down somebody who took a picture of you one time at a con to get permission to use the image. Some people still choose to supply their own images, and that's perfectly okay. As long as they, have permission from the photographer or they own the rights to the image, totally fine. But we do, that's just another layer of what we try to offer people to sort of streamline the process and to make it as simple as possible.
Yeah. No, for sure. And it's fantastic. Yeah, you said it all. I don't even know what to add to that. There you go. Just go to a con, look for the Cosplay card booths, go to get your
It looks like we're going to be back in the cosplay lounge this year, but the lounge is in a different spot.
Where is it?
They just said same room, but in a different room. That's all they said. We haven't got the floor plan or anything yet. I think they're still hammering it all out. So wherever the cosplay lounge thing ends up, where we were the last 2 years, we'll be with that group of people, just in a different space, apparently.
Interesting.
So once we know, we will let you guys know. We're going to be posting everything on social, so keep an eye on Instagram, Facebook. Also, if you had a picture taken at our booth over the last couple years, all of the pictures are in our albums on Facebook. So do check that out, because I think a lot of people don't realize that we post all the images we take. And if you really like your picture and you want like a better resolution, you can always send us a DM and just say, hey, can you send me this picture? And we can do that.
There you go.
End of
Any
the hall
final?
They're moving us further down the hall. Sorry, I'm reading Andrew's message in the chat.
Shh. Leave that for
at the end of the hall. Well, you're right. It's where it was at TTC. So for Toronto Comic Con, they moved the cosplay lounge, the hallway that you were in last year.
Yeah.
All the way down that hallway at the very end.
All the way to the end?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's even further away.
Yeah. And that room in the basement like that is bad enough as far as I'm concerned. And I know it's not the basement. I know it's the ground level, but when the con is upstairs, that's the basement, right? It's bad enough that they stick everybody down there. Now they're shoving everybody down even further down where you're not gonna, anyway, you know what? I don't want to get into it. It's one of the reasons why the Geeks and Co are not going to be at, I'm going to say it right now. The Geeks and Co are not going to be at Fan Expo this year.
Here's the news. We see, we got some big news here.
Yeah. We might perhaps still be there just to go hang out and cosplay, but I don't think we're going to have a booth this year.
Well, you can come hang out with us.
We'll for sure come and hang out.
At the CanCards booth.
Yeah, we'll for sure come and hang out.
Yeah, we'll have a really good we'll have a good team there. Actually, it's going to be we're assembling the Avengers as we speak.
Yep.
Can't wait, guys. If you want to sign up for a cosplay card, but you don't want to have to go out to a convention where Kid and his team is going to be at, you can sign up online. That's right.
Yes.
Just go to
just send us an email to CanCosplayCards@gmail.com.
There you go.
And say, hey, I want to sign up for a card, and start there. And then we will send you back a message letting you know all the details of everything you need to do, and we can get you going.
Absolutely.
For the modest $10.
Yeah.
$10 sign up fee.
Little
again,
dollars.
That's as Kid mentioned, all the money goes back into the community. So we're out here just trying to do good things.
$10?
No.
I don't think you can even get a Starbucks coffee. I was gonna say it's less than about the price of a coffee, but I don't think you can get a Starbucks.
I tell people all the time, you've spent more for less. I promise.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
And it includes 10 physical cards. You get your first 10 printed cards as part of your sign up fee for your $10.
Awesome.
That's a pretty good deal.
Chantal?
Yes.
Thank you very, very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks for coming on again. I know it's been a while. Kid, buddy, hopefully we'll get to hang out.
Absolutely.
Just about a month, I guess.
It's coming close.
6 weeks. Let's call it 6 weeks.
Yep.
It's coming fast. Guys, if you're still sticking with us, holy cow. Thanks for watching. Make sure you all stay geeky, because you know what? We're going to see you next week. Hey, everybody. You guys stick around. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Geek Boutique Podcast. Like always, if you prefer to listen to us, you can find us on all major podcast platforms. Now, make sure you don't forget to click that like and subscribe button, as well as the notification bell to make sure you never miss an